go. And if you haven't subscribed, you better do it now.
Edge of the world, top of the world. Oh shit! You in four wheel? Locked? You weren't locked?
I wasn't.
All right. Give it hell. Give it hell. There you go. That was good. One of the things we wanted to do today was dispel a myth. At high elevations, does a Can-Am X3RR beat a RZR Pro R 225 horsepower? Do you lose horsepower? Let's talk to the boys racing. Mark and Dallin here. What are your thoughts?
Raced a lot of that exact same model. I get it. It's the 4-seat. It's not a 2-seat. We did actually race a 2-seat. He joined in with us, but every 4-seat that I've raced out at the track at, you know, out towards Havasu, it's like 500 elevation, right? Really low. Everybody says the NA is gonna just be destroyed once you get into some high elevation, and you're gonna lose 100 horse or whatever they think it may be. Did I lose maybe a little bit? I would say probably I did lose a smidge, but very little. Driving around at the sand dunes and everything like that, I felt like there was still a ton of power, like it's always felt. It didn't seem gutless. The exact same Can-Am I've been racing, a 4-seat. I've raced a couple of them now. I usually beat him by just a little bit, not a lot. He, I think I had him on 1 or 2. He had me on at least 2. So technically he beat me, I would say. Best out of 3, but barely by a smidge.
Maybe.
I'm sure traction was it's a component in this situation.
Definitely the sand played a factor.
Yeah, both of us, like, if you look at our lines, they go,
yeah,
they are not straight at all.
Yeah,
There's
so
like a big hard bend on both of them.
it looks like the turbo might have a little bit of an advantage in the higher elevation,
But it's not insane.
But as far as riding all day long, what were your thoughts on you know, did you feel like you didn't have enough power out here in the dunes?
No, it still felt the same machine. Fun to put it out there and see how it handled and see how it did on the sand dunes. we had a good time out here. So. So going from 500 elevation to 6,000 elevation, the power loss seemed quite minimal, as at the very beginning when you take off, you know, maybe I was getting better traction, or maybe he was, or maybe he got a better jump, or I did, you know. It's kind of hard to tell. So in the back half of the drag, I did notice that I would pull just a smidge, but probably a little bit less than I do down over at 500 elevation. So if you're thinking you're going to lose a ton of power, you're not. It's so minimal, it's hard to even tell. So I just spun out because I didn't have it in lock on this spot a little bit, but then I put it in lock and did it just fine. Saw XP1000 just spin the snot out of their belt and their tires coming through here.
Give it hell. Give it hell. There you go.
That was disgusting. That's too easy when you put it in the right spot.
Yeah. So we're doing some rock crawling comparisons, kind of mild stuff right now. So we're not wanting to scratch up the cars yet. So we're kind of building up to better stuff. But how'd that feel in the Pro R?
It seemed too easy. It just didn't seem like I was doing anything difficult. Now on camera it might not look that steep, but it looked a little bit sketchier right out of the gate to walk up to do it, but it just made it seem like
no brainer.
Easy, like why was I even like questioning doing it, you know, kind of a thing.
How about the Can-Am?
Oh, it felt easy. The only thing, like, it was steeper. I don't know if it looked like it on the camera, but pretty steep. And it was just throttle control. But other than that, it was just slid right up it like it was nothing. But really had to be careful on that throttle because I felt like it just wanted to jump and go. But just crawling nice and slow, she just ate it up.
The only, I guess, the Pro R I think is going to make it easier on you, just because like Mark was saying, like you got to be careful not to like give it the throttle. That is one thing I do like so far with this Pro R over like specifically like my Turbo S Dynamics or the Can-Am here, is when you do put this in low, like you're in a legitimate low and you don't have to worry about all of a sudden getting a jolt of power because you gave it just a hair too much throttle and you lunged forward, you know.
Launch over, put the rubber side up.
Yeah, that's been consistent.
It kind of
across
gets rid
the
of
board.
that sketchiness, you know. I think a lot of units have been really like, the low hasn't been a good low. This low is a really good low for this kind of stuff.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, it's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying Carhartt work her car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
So we're really excited. We got some parts coming in. Haven't had a spare tire in forever. We finally were able to get a spare tire for this. So also a couple other little things. So now we'll kind of be able to go a little bit harder on it. I've had to try to take it easy because we all know there's not a lot of extra parts sitting out there. So really excited. We got some stuff coming. I actually got some sand tires actually ordered and in stock finally. So we'll get some sand tires and then we can make a trip out to Glamis soon. Subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate it.